All right, far away, Katie.
Woo. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. It means literally the world to me that you guys came to join me on this call and hear what I have to say and learn about what I've been up to in New Zealand. I know it's like, is Katie ever coming home? And maybe not. Definitely coming home for our 5th year uni reunion, but I probably won't see any of you guys at that reunion. So I'll have to make a trip out to see each and every one of you. Anywho, so one day I actually was going on a walk because I had some time to kill, and I went to Noreen's office. She runs a natural health clinic, and I was just going there to change into my clothes, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And like, I love health and wellness and, healthy living and natural remedies and that type of thing. And so I started reading about Noreen, and I was like, wow, this woman gets it. She's so amazing. And so I actually made an appointment to see her the next day for like a 2-hour consultation. Like, what she offered, like, medical wise was amazing, but then we connected on this like spiritual level, and she just kind of shared some things with me that I was like, this is what I need to do in my life. So anyhow, so this is Noreen. She's a naturopath and a yoga teacher, and we've teamed up in my journey for health and wellness to kind of spread, Lizzie, hi, to just kind of create a little tribe of like wellness warriors. And so, yeah, I'll get to it after her.
Cool. Hey, guys. Welcome on the call all the way from America to NZ. I love technology for this. It's so cool. Lovely to see all of your faces. If it's your first time on Zoom, don't be scared. It's just an online conference calling app. We love it if people can show us their faces, though, because we feel a bit stupid talking to a blank screen, but most of you have showed your face, so that's awesome. We're going to do a question and answer at the end, but on the bottom of the toolbar, you'll see a little icon that says chat. So you can type in whatever you want in there if you have questions that come up along the way. So thanks for the intro, Katie. Yeah, I don't know. You have naturopaths in America? Are they called
Somewhere.
Naturopaths? Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I'm a naturopath. Been practicing for about 20 years, off and on. What led me into naturopathy is I was actually really ill. I had eczema, which is a skin disease, and I had it from head to toe. And I'd had it my whole life. And when I hit like sort of my teen years, I started to investigate how I could start healing my body in a more natural way. I'd been down the medical road, taken lots and lots of steroid creams. And I ended up in hospital one day with septicemia, which is blood poisoning, and I nearly died. So from that point onwards in my life, I just made a really massive dedication to health and healing, and that's why we're on this call, because we hope to give you guys some awesome tools to take away from this webinar, I suppose, to help you guys in your daily life. So did any of these guys fill out your questionnaire?
Yeah, a few of them.
Cool. Thank you so much for your feedback, because it's allowed us to really focus in on what we think we could hopefully add some value to you. A lot of you, hands up if you're in corporate, if you've got a corporate job. Yeah. Hospitality, if you're studying. Okay, and if you're working in something else.
Air Force, and then a teacher.
Air Force, cool.
And then
it's like Top Gun. Yeah. Shit, that's definitely showing my age, right? Top Gun, my God. So what we want to do is I want to give you some great tips on how you can add health into your day. Hands up if you find it a little bit hard to get healthy in daily life, if you get really, really busy. And, sometimes it can feel like, whoa, how do I get on top of my health? Hands up if you're really confused by all the messages that are out there that you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and then you end up doing nothing because you're so confused with what to do. Hands up. Cool. That's cool, because there is so many messages out there at the moment, which I think is awesome, because it's a time where we know globally, right, we're getting sicker. Right? Hands up if you know lots of people now that are currently got digestive issues, skin problems, hormonal problems, cancer, heart disease, obesity, diabetes. Probably hands up could have stayed up for most of them. All of us know at least, I'd say, one person that has one of those disease states. So it's our mission really to start to help people to get well. We're really into preventative health. We're into helping people that already have a disease state going on. And nowadays, I think it's crazy because with the amount of technology that we have, how come we're getting sicker globally when the technology we have is getting better? And I can see a huge gap between the nutrition that we get on a daily basis, because we know that the nutrition that's in our foods is going down because we're hugely populating this earth, and our growing practices of food is not what it used to be, right? We're monoculture cropping, we're mass farming, we're using GMO crops, we're using pesticides and herbicides and God knows what else. So we have this big gap between disease and nutrition. And so really nowadays we have to start to focus on bridging this gap between what we do eat but what we should eat. Because look, I tell you what, guys, I'm 42. And when I was a kid, cancer was an illness for grandmas and grandpas. Hands up if you know anyone below the age of 50 that currently has cancer. Okay, so this is the thing, is I know people in my age group in the 40s now that are getting cancer, and it's really worrying for me, you know, when you start to see actual friends that you know, not grandmas and grandpas anymore, really going down with this disease state. So I'm really passionate about trying to help people to prevent and to realize that what are you if you don't have your health? Like seriously, we can amass so much wealth and so much prestige and fame and all of that stuff. We can get to the top of our career. But if you're stuck in a bed dying of cancer, we can't be anything. We can't do anything. We can't be good husbands, wives, mums, dads, daughters, brothers, sisters, all of that, right? Who would agree with that? Hands up. Cool. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is I can honestly talk probably all day. So I'm going to try and really condense it. And I know it's...
You wonder where our sessions go over every single time.
I want to thank you guys. I know it's Sunday night. You probably prefer to be watching a movie or at the pub, so we appreciate your time. What I want to start with is mindfulness, okay? It's a term that we probably all know, but how many of us practice mindfulness? And I don't mean just mindfulness as in sitting there mindfully and meditating, as good as that is as well. I'm meaning more mindfulness in life. So being mindful of what we're actually putting in here on a daily basis. That's step number one, to be honest, because probably all of you know, and I know if I was to eat, like, I don't know, Kentucky Fried Chicken, do they have it over there? You might be eating it, but you know that there's something in here that's going, oh shit, maybe that's not so good for me. And we can push those thoughts and feelings out of our minds, but they're there for a reason, because it's a warning sign. Your body's saying, not so sure this food is really good for me. So mindfulness of making sure that you're sustaining your body, that what you're putting in here is a conscious decision to make you better. So you're going towards health rather further than from health, right? And we have that decision in every single moment to be mindful. Mindful that we get enough sleep. Mindful that when we wake up in the morning, we wake up with a positive attitude. You know, like I lie in bed for a couple of minutes and I do my deep breathing and I say, today is going to be the best day. Today is going to be the best day of my life. And I set an intention for the day of what do I want to achieve today? It doesn't have to be huge. It might be, I've got a 6-year-old son. My intention might be today I want to not yell at my son. If any of you have got kids, it's pretty easy to just go off at them. And that's terrible as a mother. Okay. We want to be mindful of making sure we fit in exercise. Yeah. So all of these things. But what I want to really focus on today is 2 things in this mindfulness section. A lot of the answers that you got out of the questions that Katie asked you guys was that it's really hard to fit in health, exercise, socializing. We're all really busy. So there's one tool that I want to give you today which honestly changed my life, and it's called a weekly audit. So all it is literally drawing up a chart. If you're really good on the computer, you can do an Excel sheet if you want. And it's literally putting in, it's like a timetable. And I know it might sound really regimented. It might be good for this dude from the Air Force. He knows about regimented, right? So from the minute you wake up in the morning till the minute that you kind of want to go to bed, you can set it up in 15-minute slots or half an hour slots. And you want to go through your week and put in that audit everything that's, you have to do. So if you work 9 to 5 on a Monday to Friday, you've got to obviously put work in. But outside of those times, you want to start to slot in there, okay, when am I going to exercise? And give it a half an hour slot every day. When am I going to do my yoga or meditation? And put it in there. When am I going to walk the dog? When am I going to do my weekly planner, my recipe planner? And we're going to talk about that. When am I going to go shopping to the farmer's market? Like, you guys got farmer's markets over there? Yeah. So put in your farmer's market shop, okay? Because I'm going to go into talking about the difference between alive and dead food. So when you have a weekly audit, you actually start to become accountable to yourself. And it means that excuse of, I don't have time to exercise, or I forgot to walk the dog, I didn't have any time this week to do my weekly menu plan. It just becomes an excuse because it's in your weekly audit. And I would really encourage you guys to start to try that. It honestly changed my life. And it stopped me from, that internal dialogue you have of like craziness, like the monkey brain chatter that's like, shit, I've got to do that and this week and da-da-da-da-da. And then you find yourself like a dog chasing its tail round and round and you don't get anything done. And then you just go, it's much easier to scroll through Facebook for half an hour. So a weekly audit can really help you guys to start organising your health. The second thing I want to talk about is the difference between alive and dead food. Hands up if you know the difference between alive and dead foods. No, cool. So we're going to add some value. So alive foods are literally foods that are as close to their original state as possible. So they're raw, they're fruits and vegetables, they're beautiful coloured rainbow salads. And the thing is with these raw live foods is that they retain lots of live enzymes, antioxidants, phytonutrients. All that means is it's nutrition from plants, okay? So it's like making a choice or seeing the difference between a crisp, beautiful red apple versus a jar of applesauce, yeah? Or a beautiful ripe green avocado, which you're going to turn into some homemade guacamole, versus going to the shop and buying a store-bought guacamole. Are you starting to see the difference? So dead foods is literally, you pretty much can walk into a supermarket and it's row upon row upon row of dead foods. A dead food is basically anything that's in a packet, almost. Okay, it's got literally zero nutritional value because it's been processed. Plus, if you start to read labels, you start going, holy shit, what is that? I don't even know how to say it. It's in our food. We don't know how to say it, but yet we're putting it into our bodies every single day, right? So what I want to inspire you to do is start to be mindful of the choices you make between alive foods and dead foods. So let's say, for example, you're going out for lunch today, and then you could have the option of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which obviously is going to be more on the dead food side compared to sushi. Okay, more on the live food side. There's more colour in there. There's more live nutrition in there. Does that make sense, guys? Just give me a thumbs up if you're kind of getting what I'm saying. Cool. So when you start to put live foods into your body, you naturally become leaner and stronger. You have better energy. Your immune system works better. You're preventing yourself from the degenerative diseases that are plaguing our nation and world. You have increased mental alertness and better skin and better healing and recovery. But really, guys, isn't it just common sense? Like when you walk into the supermarket and you see the fruit and veg section, what do you see there? It's full of colour, right? Because all the different pigments in the skins of the fruits and the vegetables carry all sorts of different phytonutrition, so natural nutrition from plants. And when we eat an apple, our body knows how to digest it and absorb all of that nutrition and use it for all of our cells. Compared to when we crack open, I don't know, what's the worst food that you can think of? Like in America.
Oh, gosh. Ugh.
Processed meats.
Hot dog.
Yeah, hot dog. Okay. So let's take a hot dog with the white bun and the fully highly processed meat that's full of nitrates. And
lots of ketchup.
God knows what else.
Sauce.
And a bit of tomato sauce with lots of sugar and salt. So you eat that and your body goes, whoa, hold on a minute. I can't really digest this. I've got to work really hard to try and get rid of all this load. It's a load on your body rather than helping your body. But what we've discovered and what we know is when you eat a ton of live foods, it actually helps your body to get rid of the dead foods. So do you see what I mean? Even if you were going to eat your hot dog, why not that night for dinner have a massive salad? You know what I mean? I'm not saying, look, I'm not a Puritan, okay? I don't eat 100% amazing. Like Katie, I've introduced Katie to the healthy cookie concept because
the soul cookie, it's good for your soul.
The soul cookie. So you've got to have your soul foods. We know that, right? And I think the problem with a lot of programs out there now is that they're so puritanical, okay? Who started a program and then given up because you're like, whoa, where's the fun foods in this? I have. Okay, I like to have a glass of wine on the weekend. Absolutely. I'll still have some fish and chips with my 6-year-old son or an ice cream, but I don't do it every single day. So that's really what I'm saying is if we have fish and chips for dinner, right, we'll have a massive salad that I've made as well because I know the live food's going to help push the other food through my body quicker. Does that make sense, guys? Cool. Awesome. All right. I think that's enough on live versus dead foods. Number 2, top tip, water. So to work out how much water you're meant to be drinking, get your body weight in kilos. And you don't work in kilos?
No, pounds.
Shit, what's a kilo to a pound?
2.2 pounds in a kilo. 2.2
pounds to a kilo.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to tell you how to work it on kilos because over here in New Zealand, that's what we do. It's 0.3 of a milliliter per kilo of body weight. So let's say, for example, let's say you're 60 kgs, which is what? 100 and, what did you say? Was it 2.2?
Like 140 pounds.
140 pounds. You've got to have 1.8 litres of water. Okay, so that's why they always kind of round it up. The average is 2 litres of filtered water every single day. So why do you need water? Hands up if you know why people tell you to drink water. Exactly. That's the thing, is without a why, you're not going to do it. You have to have a strong why to put anything into place in your life, right? Otherwise, it's like I can't be bothered. I don't understand why I'm doing it. So do you know that your body is 80% water? 80%. That's like a hell of a lot, right? And every single time you drink a tea or a coffee, you're going to minus off 250 mils, right? So, if you're having 3 coffees a day or 2 teas and 2 coffees, you've got to have an extra litre of water for that day. That's 3 litres now. Plus, if you exercise a lot, you may as well add another litre onto that. That's 4 litres. And you might say, but Noreen, as soon as I start drinking water, I just got to keep running to the toilet.
It's a good excuse to get up from your desk.
And I tell you why. There's these cells in your body called osmoreceptors. The job of them is literally to turn themselves on to water so your body can receive the water and to use it. But we are so chronically dehydrated that when we first start flooding our body with water, it just passes through the kidneys and the bladder and we've got to keep peeing, right? But if you keep it up for at least 2 to 3 days to a week, the osmoreceptors will turn themselves on and your body all of a sudden will be like, thank you. Your body will thank you so much for hydration, okay? I can't say it enough, guys. You have to drink water. It's actually like the number 1. Apart from breathing, it's the number 2 thing our body absolutely needs without a doubt. So if you find it hard, go and get yourself now an awesome water bottle today. Go out there and get a BPA-free one or one of those like eco-tanker ones we've got over here. Really trendy, funky water bottle. Man, you guys will have some awesome ones in America. And fill it up every morning. It's got to be your new little baby. Put it in your handbag, carry it around with you guys. And then at the end of the day, you're going to see how much water you've drunk. If you're in corporate, have your water bottle on your desk, and I want you to see how much you've drunk from 9 to 5. And if you haven't finished it, you know that you're going to be chronically dehydrated for the day. Okay, thumbs up for water. Sweet. Yeah, lucky he put his thumbs up. Okay, let's talk about whole food nutrition. Hands up if you know about whole foods. Okay.
Come on, everybody.
So
look at my Instagram.
So whole foods are literally the same thing as live foods, right? Whole foods are as close to nature as you can get. So they haven't been processed, they haven't been tampered with, they're still in their whole form. So the best example is fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, whole grains, like seaweeds, stuff like that, okay? So we want to flood our body with whole food nutrition. That's why, you got Whole Foods supermarkets, hey? The first time I went to America, I walked into the Whole Foods supermarket and I nearly wanted to get down on the ground and kiss the floor, because we do not have supermarkets like that here in New Zealand. So I was honestly blown away. I was like, oh my God, this is a supermarket full of awesome live foods. This is amazing. Okay, it's not cheap though, is it? No? Hands up if you think that eating healthily is expensive. Good. That's awesome. Nobody put their hands up, really. Okay, so what I would suggest to you is when you start to do your weekly audit, remember we talked about that? The other thing I want you to incorporate is a weekly planner for your food. I should so be in the army, hey? I'm all about regimented. But seriously, guys, if you don't have a weekly planner for your meals, you don't know what to eat. You're probably going to do this. You're going to finish work at 5 p.m. You're going to be exhausted and tired and over it. You're going to go to your supermarket and you're going to be starving. And what you'll normally do is reach for the quickest, easiest food that you can make for tea. Hands up if you can relate to that. Yeah. So the key is, again, it's organisation. It's sitting down for literally half an hour or 15 minutes once a week. Get out all your cookbooks, if you've got heaps of cookbooks like I do, on top of my fridge and on top of my oven. Get onto the net and look up some amazing websites for like live food recipes, whole food recipes, right? Write down some recipes, write down a shopping list. Go to your farmers markets, buy the fresh produce, and go to your whole food supermarket or just normal supermarket and buy the rest. So what we noticed as a family is when we started to do a weekly meal planner, our shopping bill decreased to half of what we were spending before. Because who can relate to this? At the end of the week, you go through your fridge and you've got to pull out all this produce that's gone old and limp and moldy and yucky, and you throw it into the bin or the compost. But that's literally like throwing money down the drain, right? If you've got a weekly meal planner, you know exactly what you need to buy for the week, and that's all you buy, and your shopping bills will halve themselves almost, okay? So that's a really, really good tip. So how do you put whole food nutrition into your day? What am I talking about? Let's go to the why. Let's say you wake up in the morning and you do your 2 minutes of deep breathing in bed and you're like, I'm going to have the most awesome day today. You know, you're starting really positive. You get up, you go downstairs. Let's say the first thing you put into your stomach is what? A coffee. Who puts coffee first thing into their day? Oh, nerdy. But honest. Thank you for being honest. Okay, so the thing is, right, if you've been asleep for, let's say, 7 to 8 hours, and breakfast is about breaking the fast. Okay, you haven't put anything in your body for 8 hours. And when we put coffee first thing on an empty stomach, we know coffee goes straight in. It is a drug, and it literally gets to your adrenal glands, which sit on top of your kidneys, and it goes, boom, come on, adrenal glands, secrete adrenaline so I can wake up. And it's just not good. You want to at least put a little bit of food in there first before the coffee, okay? Give your body some love first. So what I would suggest is you wake up and you squeeze half a lemon, a beautiful, fresh, yummy yellow lemon, and you have it with warm water. So why? Who knows why we have lemon juice and warm water? Exactly. You've got to know why you're doing these things, right, guys? So lemons are really alkalizing for the body. It means they're going to decrease inflammation in your body, and they're full of digestive enzymes. Okay, they're so good for your body. If you can take one thing from today, which is drink water, and wake up in the morning and have half to one lemon freshly squeezed in warm water, you will start to change your health. And everybody can do that. That is so easy, right? It's like, I want these things to become like brushing your teeth. It's just a part of your daily habit, right? We're all creatures of habit. We do the same thing pretty much every morning. So wake up, deep breathing, positive attitude, lemon juice with warm water. And you know what I do? I hook straight into a super smoothie. We're going to talk about the products that I really love, and I'll tell you why. But I start with a complete super smoothie because it's a completely balanced meal: protein, carbs, fats, plant-based nutrition, fiber blend to keep you regular. Because so many of us are so busy, right? In the morning, we're like, fuck, I've got no time to eat. But we have to break the fast. All right. And then let's say you go through your day and you're busy. About mid-morning, you start getting pretty ravenous, and the guy goes around with donuts in the office, and you're like, sweet, I'm so hungry because I didn't have breakfast. So instead of that, how about you take some healthy snacks to work, or you plan it? So what does a healthy snack look like? Nuts and seeds. Have a little container on your desk or wherever you're working. Carry it in the car. You might buy some Bliss balls from the Whole Foods supermarket. You might actually spend 2 minutes in the morning and cut up some celery and carrot sticks, and you might home make a hummus if you're really pumped up, or you might have to buy some sort of dip or hummus, but something to keep you inspired. And I tell you what, if you start drinking your 2 litres of water a day, you won't be nearly as hungry either. Okay, then we roll on, we're working, and lunch comes around, and we're like, far out, what are we going to have for lunch? Because I'm so unorganised, I didn't do my weekly meal planner. And you pop out, I'm going to get some takeaway. Again, awareness. Do you know within 100-metre radius of where you live, where your vegan supermarkets are, your vegan shops, your vegetarian shops, or sushi bars or salad bars? Yeah? And if you don't know where they are, start to explore that, guys, so that your lunch times become way easier. So does that give you guys a bit of an idea of how to put whole foods into your diet in a little bit more of an easy way? Yeah? Awesome. This is the whole idea of this, is we want to make this really easy for you guys. Now, what we want to talk about too is bridging that gap. So we know you guys are busy. We are busy too. We're all living in a modern world. And this is usually when we don't make the healthy choices. So as I said at the beginning of the talk, we have more disease and we have less nutrition. So what do we reach for? We reach for supplementation. Hands up if you currently take some form of supplement. No, kind of, not too much. Okay. So over here in New Zealand, it's massive, okay? Pretty much every person I know is taking some sort of multivitamin to try to bridge that gap. Well, what we use is a product called Juice Plus. We absolutely love it because it's made from real food, okay? It's grown over where you guys are. It's from the American market. Hands up if you've heard of Juice Plus before. Wow, that's amazing. So basically it's this, guys. I'm going to show you what it is. Okay, this is the berry blend. This is the vegetable blend. And this is the fruit blend. So all this is, guys, is it's fruits and vegetables and berries, literally in a capsule. Okay, it's like a cheat's way of juicing, but it's better for you because it's actually pulped together with the cores and the seeds, and then it's dehydrated at 1 degree. So we take out the fructose and we take out the water, and you're left with a whole food concentrate, which is put into a capsule. So I pop 6 of them, 2 fruit, 2 veggie, 2 berry, every single morning, and have a massive glass of water. And like I said, I'm 42, and this is by far the healthiest I have ever felt in my life. Okay, what I can get done now in a day is so much better than what I actually used to do before. And I'm not tired anymore. I'm not reaching for that mid-afternoon coffee or that mid-afternoon sugar hit because I'm literally eating dead foods. Okay, this is a live food. It's got live enzymes in it still. So that's Juice Plus. That's what we would recommend for everybody on the planet to have instead of a multivitamin to help to bridge the gap, okay? It's made from whole foods. I'll just quickly show you the other products. Look at this one.
They're so good.
This is my son who's written all over his Juice Plus. He's so funny. Usually he writes on there, "These are my Juice Plus."
He gets so mad when I eat them when I come over here. He's like, "That's mine."
That's
I'm like,
my Juice Plus.
"You already had yours this morning." I'm like, "I want more."
So these are the Juice Plus for kids. I'm going to show you. It's like a little soft chewable, okay? So he loves them. It's 17 varieties of fruits and vegetables. So we know kids are nutritionally deficient. Such an easy way for me as a mum to know that he's getting what he needs. What I love about Juice Plus is that when an adult orders Juice Plus, kids get to eat those things for free. We have 1 million children worldwide on free Juice Plus when we know we're changing the next generation's health. And then the other product that I wanted to talk about was this, guys.
They're a lifesaver.
So this is the vanilla, this is the Dutch chocolate, this is the complete. These guys are like whole foods, super smoothie. Okay, you've got a plant-based fiber blend. It's got an ancient grain blend. It's got vegetable blend in there. I literally, like I said, for breakfast, throw this into a blender with either coconut water or almond milk. If you want to get fancy, you can throw some spinach in or banana, whiz it up, and then, you know, I take that in my capsules. I'm out the door with over 50 superfoods in my body. And I can tell you what, when I start my morning like that, compared to how I used to start it with maybe a couple of bits of toast and a coffee or a tea, I am so much more vital through the whole day. So that's the Juice Plus products. That's an essential part of what I do, definitely, and how I work with my clients because, like I said, we're just trying to bridge that gap. Now what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to invite, we've got beautiful Natalie Baldock on the call. She's a lady I went to high school with, and Nat is a whole food coach. She studied actually via INN, which is in New York, and an author and an international speaker. So I'm going to unmute her and get her to share some wisdom with you guys. Hey, Nat.
Hi. So sorry guys, it's 8:30 in the morning here and I just had to take my son to school, which starts at 8:45. So I've like kicked him out the door and said, "Go and play the playground." So he's like, "Oh, okay, Mum." But anyway, I've just raced in the door and I caught the end of that, and that's, I don't know if everyone realizes what they've actually got their hands on. I'll quickly share my health story. Nors, did you want me to share anything else other than my health story?
So, darling, what we've covered is alive versus dead foods, whole food nutrition, Juice Plus, water. Yeah, I think you can probably share your story and, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I was a kid that grew up in a vegetable garden. So I had this amazing grandma who basically raised us picking food from the garden, and we didn't know any different, right? Then what happened is we spent from 13 right through to 26 years of age eating for ourselves because, who's going to tell a 13-year-old what to eat? So I basically raised myself after that point on Vegemite sandwiches and 2-minute noodles and, a lot of white starchy foods. And I ate very little fruit and veg. Everything was changing in my body. I was an athlete. I was a swimmer for my school, and I was in a club sport, and I just swam 3 hours, 3 to 5 times a day. And I was overtrained and undernourished. And what happened is my body started to get very exhausted. And I ended up with a chronic inflammatory condition or a bacterial infection or yeast infection, it's called Candida, Candida albicans. And that went on right through until I was 26, 27 years old. And I didn't know what it was. It was misdiagnosed over and over and over again. First of all, it was irregular periods and the painful periods that were 3 weeks long. And then it was, a lot of anxiety. And then it was a lot of tummy problems and digestive disorder. And then it just went to endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and a whole bunch of other stuff. The symptomatic responses was what was being treated by the doctor, but the actual dis-ease that was accumulating within the back end of my body was just never diagnosed. It wasn't diagnosed until I was probably around 26 years old, when Noreen became a naturopath, and I started looking at what naturopathy actually was. And so they talked about candida. Of course, I went to my doctor, and the doctor said candida didn't exist. But the naturopath was adamant. So I just decided to follow a candida path. And I started to eat more plants again. I started to ditch all the horrible foods, but it was really time consuming, and it was really polarizing. So there I was, this little raw vegan, and everyone thought I had hairy armpits and cheesecloth pants, and I was fire twirling and dancing around like a hippie, but that wasn't what it was at all. I was seriously just trying to eat as many fruits and vegetables as possible. And what happened was, over that period of time, my body got better, but I never ever got rid of the Candida albicans. When I was 34 years old, someone introduced me to Juice Plus. And 3 months later, I went to the doctor and had a test. And for the first time in my life, the results came back and they were clear. Now, you've got to imagine, from 13 years old right through to 34 years old, I had irregular test results, which those irregular test results led to a lot of dis-ease within my body. And it just consumes your mind for 20 years. Am I going to get sick? What's next thing that's going to happen to my body? It was just consuming me all the time. So when I started to take Juice Plus, I said to the doctor after the test result, why would it be the only one thing that I've changed is this whole food concentrate Juice Plus? She goes, oh, I've heard about Juice Plus. A lot of my clients are on Juice Plus. They seem to have really excellent blood work. And I said, why would that be? She goes, well, it's a whole food concentrate. Apparently it's got 12,500 live phytonutrients in it. And I said, well, my multivitamin, my Swiss I've been taking for 20 years has 35. And she said, well, it's synthetic. It's very different. It's very isolated. And these sometimes just pop a little bit of nutrition in, but they don't actually work. She said, not like a whole food concentrate. Whole food concentrate is like having salad in a capsule. And the first thing I thought of was the Jetsons. I don't know if you guys got that cartoon when you were kids, but the Jetsons was this little family, and they used to just grab a pill and add water to it, and pop up would be a salad or a burger. And it was like Jetsons food for me. So I started taking my Juice Plus religiously, and I even started to take a little bit more than I was supposed to see what my body would do. It's been 8.5 years I've been on this whole food concentrate. I have never had an irregular pap smear. I have never had a regular test. I haven't had colds, flus, viruses. I haven't had any antibiotics. I had at least 100 rounds of antibiotics over a 20-year period. And now I've had nothing for the last 8.5 years. And this is the most amazing thing, guys, is I didn't even know that my body could feel this good. And the catch is that all I do is crave smoothies, I crave salad, I crave bone broth with vegetables in it. I crave really healthy food. And every time I eat a hot dog or I eat a burger, look, I eat it well, by the way. I totally eat it well. But it doesn't feel good in my body. It actually feels terrible in my body. But, sometimes I just want to be human. Sometimes I want to be normal. But I don't know if that's my normal anymore. I think my normal is I wake up every morning and I crave my Juice Plus and a complete smoothie. I crave a beautiful salad with a bit of protein and a nice dressing. I crave, a beautiful warm bone broth soup or some stew or curry or something that's really full of nutrition and full of vegetables. And as Noreen said, she's 42, I'm 42. This is the best I've ever felt. Not only do I feel good in my body and my body looks good, but I feel good in who I am as a person. Now, having 20 years of anxiety and hiding behind a smile that was not mine was a very, very, very hard place to be in. But over the last 8 years, I've developed this beautiful love for who I am. And it's not because I'm 42. This is because, honestly, nutrition is the intelligence to who you are. That's why Juice Plus makes over 1 million capsules per hour to to actually supply the marketplace globally. That's why Juice Plus is in 26 countries in the world. That's why Juice Plus is a $14 billion debt-free company that now is 41 years old. That's why 8.5 years ago I said yes to giving people a supplement like this alongside of all the food programs that I run. So I write multiple food programs, one for athletes. I write one for inflammatory conditions called the Alkalife. I write another one, which is a basic eating program, which removes all the nasties. It's called How to Plate Up. And these are the programs I gift to people when they start on Juice Plus. And these girls have access to these programs. They also have another program called the Shred Program, which is shredding bad habits. It's a 10-day, strip the weight off, feel amazing, know what it feels like to be in your body and feel great. So, you know, I hope, I can't see your faces. All I can see is the girls. Right, and they're like smiling at me, but I don't know who's on this call, and I don't know if I'm touching anybody here in a way that resonates with you. But it's really, really important to understand that the world is getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And as an ex-corporate, so I was in the corporate arena and I was really, really stressed. I lived off 8 coffees a day. I lived off alcohol at nighttime. I lived off greasy food to get me to work. But honestly, guys, I would eat a cheeseburger on the way to work because it was like, oh shit, right? Or you guys don't call it Kentucky Fried Chicken. You call it something else. I don't know what it is. But I ate all that stuff just to get by in my 20s, early 20s. When I got healthy with food, I found that time consuming. But now with Juice Plus, it's so simple. It's like open up a packet, put it in the blender with some fruit and some veg, blend it up, have my smoothie, have my Juice Plus, go and buy a beautiful salad from, you know, a beautiful little whole food cafe. And at nighttime, I've got bone broth and I just put that on the stove, chuck some veggies in and off I go. And this has changed my life. It's not only changed my life, it's changed 15,000 people's lives. I have 15,000 customers currently. And that's because I'm so passionate about helping people be well. We've got cancer patients, diabetic patients. We've got people that are stressed individuals, tired individuals, those who just want to be better athletes, those who want to feel great as, you know, being a mom, and those who just want to take something that's simple and easy because their life is complicated, right? Look, honestly, you guys live in New York City. I don't even imagine you'd have time to cook. When I was there, I just found it was chaotic. It was crazy, you know? But once you get a rhythm around your nutrition and your supplementation, and once you start to feel awesome, you crave nature. You crave exercise. You crave better friendships. You don't put up with people's bullshit anymore. Somebody speaks bullshit around you and you're just like, oh, that doesn't resonate with me. And you just say, thanks a lot. That was a great conversation. That was really interesting. And you walk away. And this is what health actually means. So, you know, that's my story. And, you know, I joined this business directly after I started taking it because I saw the results, and I'm so passionate about sharing it with people all over the world like these girls are. And, you know, we have an amazing community globally, and it is open for people to join us and do what we do because it is phenomenal. Anyway, that's it, Noz.
Awesome. Thank you, Natty. We love, that's so cool. Natty was tuning in from Perth, Australia. So guys, just to finish up, because we know that, you know, we've gone a little bit over time, I just want to quickly touch on, you know, that like I said to you, I'm not a Puritan. And so we, in my family, we eat 80-20. So 80% of the time we eat those live foods. We make those healthy choices. 20% of the time we have those soul foods. Just like Katie was saying, when I first met up with her in a cafe, I was like, Katie, do you want one of these cookies? It's like a soul cookie. It's good for you. You got to have fun, right? You've got to make it real so that you're actually going to do it. But what I wanted to say to you guys, and as a thank you for Katie, I wanted to thank you guys for coming on the call. And I want to open it up to you that I'm so willing to give you guys like half an hour of my time each. If you want to book a one-on-one appointment with me, we can just do this one-on-one via Zoom. and whether I can help you specifically with your current, issues. Maybe you want to hear more about the programs we offer. If you want me to help you as a naturopath, I'm so more than happy to do that for Katie's mates. So please, Katie will probably reach out to you guys, but I'd love to do that with you guys. And I also just wanted to say very quickly, hands up if you drink alcohol, and let's be honest about this. Yeah, look at that. Everybody, it's the first time on the call every person's hand went up. Okay, so we still got to have fun, right? But I'm going to give you a little trick. If you get Juice Plus, what you do is you take 2 of each of these capsules before you go out. You take 2 of each of these capsules when you get home, if you remember. Depends what state you're in. And when you wake up in the morning, you take 2 of these capsules again. And you know what? You won't have a hangover. And do you know why? What does alcohol do? It strips your nutrition out. So that's a very sneaky little tip that I give to people that I know do drink alcohol, because look, we all got to live, right? But there's alcohol and there's alcohol, and we hate hangovers. So if we can help people with those, we do. Just quickly to finish up too, I want to let you guys know of a call that we're doing next week. I'm just going to share the flyer with you so that you can see it. Just give me 2 secs. Can you guys see that flyer? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Yep, cool. Okay, so every single Sunday night, we're going to be doing a call. This is specifically for the US, okay? Me and Katie and another couple called Matt and Tyron, who have got a pretty huge team of awesome wellness warriors in America. We're going to get on and we're going to show you guys what we do, okay? What we do is exactly this. All we do is share health with people online or in person. We love on people. We introduce them to our beautiful range of whole food products, and we help people with their lifestyle and their wealth. So if that is something that interests you, reach out to Katie and she'll give you the details on how to do that. The other thing I want to say is we've got 2 more talks coming up for the US market. We're going to do a Shred 10 call, which is about that program Nat spoke about. 10 days of intensive health. It's really easy to follow, super simple recipes, but it can take your health to the next level. And I'm going to be doing a workshop like this. It's about healthy values. So if any of you guys want to delve a little bit deeper into yourselves and find out your core values and what makes you tick as a person and how to apply your core values into your life to improve your life and health and happiness, then Katie will let you know about that too. But anyway, we wanted to say a big thumbs up.
Thank you guys. This literally means the world to me. I started taking Juice Plus probably 3 days after I first saw Noreen, and honest to God, I wouldn't be on this call with you guys if I didn't believe in it. I feel so different. I can't even describe it to you. Like I've been around sick people about like 4 or 5 times, like living, staying with them in their house, and I haven't gotten sick. I have more energy. My skin is clear. I literally crave fruits and veggies like a crazy person. It's really weird. I'm like, I need vegetables.
Did you eat it? This is what she chose to get from the takeaway place on her way over. That's called live food. Yeah.
Anywho, so I've always wanted to pursue a career in health and wellness, and I feel like finding Juice Plus is just like the most magical thing, because now I can be able to share that passion with people and then provide a almost like a support system. Like I want to be my friends and family support system for them to be able to get whatever they want in life. And Juice Plus is a really cool avenue for me to do that and basically help them become like pretty much limitless. So reach out for me if you guys just want to chat about food or exercise, or you want to come to New Zealand and visit me. We could go on some epic hikes, literally anything.
You can come and stay with me. My house is open.
It's my new house. But yeah, anyway, so a huge thank you. It literally means the world. So
yeah, and we knew, look, I'm only getting to know Katie, but she's obviously a full-on adventurer. So that's why Juice Plus really, I think.
This is how I'm going to become a digital nomad.
Yeah, digital nomad. Hey guys, thanks so much. We hope you got something out of the talk today. And thanks for showing up for Katie.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Nat. See you guys.